What's up, brothers? I'm LFA, and this is the LFA show. The one and only, first class, world class, anything but white trash YouTube content creator show on YouTube. So without further ado, let's get this video started. Now today I want to talk a little bit about oneitis. Now this is a topic that's been heavily requested over the course of the last 2 years. It's probably been requested hundreds of times, but I've never gotten around to making it because I always have other stuff to talk about. This is also a topic that many other content creators have probably already covered. And we're all part of the same genre, so it's bound to happen. And everybody's going to have their different take, and their different opinions, and their different advice. This is just mine. And I hope you find it somewhat informative and useful. Now, I may not seem like the kind of guy that's been through a lot of heartbreak and oneitis. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of a dick. But at one point in my life, I would say in my late teens, early 20s, I was somewhat, you could call me blue-pilled. You could say that. I was a little bit blue-pilled. I had a lot of fun, had a lot of good-looking women around me, but I really didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of just going through the motions. So that's kind of what the blue pill is, right? Now, I have been through a little bit of a heartbreak and a little bit of a oneitis. When I was 19 years old, the woman, or girl I should say, that I was dating at the time, she was also 19. That's still a girl. That's not a fully grown woman yet. Believe me, it's not. So I was dating a 19-year-old, and she was quite the party girl. And back then, I used to enjoy shrub bushes. I used to get faded on shrub bushes. And I had a really good shrub bush dealer. And as we all know, party girls love shrub bush dealers. They find them irresistible. So if you're a shrub bush dealer, it won't be very difficult for you to find a nice party girl to have some fun with. Anyways, I took her over to my shrub bush dealer, and I introduced the two of them, and I realized they were hitting it off. They were they were a little flirtatious, to say the least. And I was sort of in denial. I thought, maybe it's nothing. Anyways, my girlfriend, who I was still sleeping with, I had discovered was now sleeping with the shrub bush dealer based on their mutual love for shrub bushes. She had a passion for shrub bushes, and he had the ability to produce a lot of shrub bushes. As you can, put two and two together, you can realize that the two of them had a strong mutual connection, and that's just the way that goes. Now I'm going to quote Rollo Tomasi here. And guys, it is okay to steal somebody else's shit as long as you quote them on it and as long as you give them credit for it. So, one thing that Rollo Tomasi says, he says, men love idealistically and women love opportunistically. Now, in that the particular situation, she was loving him opportunistically. She saw an opportunity with him. She could get all the shrub bushes she wanted as long as she showed him some love. And I was loving her idealistically, right? And to love idealistically sort of means that, you believe in perfect love. You see her as the perfect woman. That's what oneitis is too. So anyways, that's why guys get oneitis. So women love opportunistically, men love idealistically. I think most of us can agree on that term. So, and same could apply. Some of you are probably 35 years old. Maybe you're a married 35-year-old. And you set up a dentist appointment for your wife, and the next thing you know, she's banging the dentist behind your back, and she leaves you for the dentist. Now that's an example of a woman loving opportunistically. She found the bigger, better deal. She found a better opportunity. Now I'm not saying your wife is going to leave you for the dentist. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if your wife leaves you for the dentist, that's why she left you. She found a better opportunity. So that's the theory behind women loving opportunistically and men loving idealistically. And like I said, I think we can all agree that that's probably pretty close to the truth. You know, I think it's pretty universally accepted. Even most women out there would probably agree with that if they actually, you know, are honest with themselves. What happens when you go through a heartbreak, and this is what happened to me, you go through the 5 stages of grief. And that is, what is it? I'm kind of going on a whim here. I haven't read this in a while. Come on, it's coming to me. It's coming to me. Okay, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So anyways, you know, for me personally, I can remember going through the denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So the denial was obviously like, I just didn't believe that they had a connection, you know. And the anger, when I found out it was true, it was like, back then I was damn near pathetic. I thought I was a tough guy, macho man. I would just fight everybody. I would cuss her out, you know, whatever. Honestly, it was pathetic. I was behaving like a stupid blue-pilled little boy, like a blue-pilled alpha boy, you know, which is pathetic in its own. And then the bargaining step, you know, basically trying to work things out, like trying to figure out some sort of mutual ground, like, you know, maybe what she did isn't that bad. Maybe we could still work this out, you know, maybe, you know, we still had good times together. So you're going to try to bargain things, you know, and try to figure out a way to reach an agreement and get back together, which is a stupid idea, guys. If you just went through a fucking, like, a bad heartbreak, you don't want to bargain and try to work things out. No, you just want to walk away. And when you decide to do that, you're going to go through the depression stage, which is the worst stage, but it's the most necessary stage because it's kind of your body's way of like pushing it out of your body. You know what I'm saying? Because it happened, it's accepted it, but it's still, you know, going through that grieving period. So that's, you know, that's where the depression is at. But then finally, when you get over the depression, you reach the acceptance stage, and that's the recovery stage. You're back to normal. You've accepted it. You're ready to move on. So anytime you go through a heartbreak, you know, and that's what a heartbreak is essentially you have oneitis for a woman and she leaves your life, right? One way or another, she's gone now. So that's what oneitis is. That's what heartbreak is. So when this happens, you will go through the 5 stages of grief. Now, a lot of you guys, now 90% of men out there, when they go through a heartbreak, they're blue-pilled, so they're just going to kind of take it as it comes to them. Like they're going to blindly walk this path. They have no idea what they're doing, and it's just going to blindside them and destroy them. And I'm going to use another Rollo Tomasi term. I was binge watching him the other day, so forgive me. But anyways, zeroed out. Okay, the blue-pilled man will be zeroed out when he has heartbreak after his oneitis. But you're not a blue-pilled male. That you watch this channel, you're not blue-pilled. You know, if you watch this channel, you probably watch all the other channels. You're not blue-pilled, okay? And the idea of being red-pilled is knowing where you're at and knowing how to navigate through these situations. So when you do go through a heartbreak, yes, you will still go through the 5 stages of grief. You will go through them. But knowing where you're at and understanding what you're going through is crucial. You know, when you're prepared for a battle, it's a lot easier to take on than, you know, a battle that you're not prepared for. So when you go through a heartbreak, just know you will go through the 5 stages of grief, and they're not that bad. And knowing where you're at can actually speed the process up a little bit. Let me give you an example. So you're in denial. It's not hard to realize you're in denial. Okay, if a chick left you for another guy, for whatever reason, don't sit there and deny it. Realize that, you know, the denial part is all in your imagination. You could speed that process up just by realizing that it's just part of the psychological process. And then anger. You know, as we grow older, the anger thing is a lot easier to deal with. But when you are angry, it's important to take a deep breath and understand that that's also part of the process. And when you move on to the bargaining, Just don't do it, man. You can skip this process altogether. If you're red pill aware and you know where you're at, you can skip the bargaining process. You know, you don't have to try to work things out. Cut her out from your life. And when you cut her out from your life, you'll go straight to that depression stage. Look, we all go through it. When you're in that depression stage, you can lift weights. You know, you can go out with positive people. You can make yourself your own mental point of origin, another Rollo Tomassi term. You know, but I like to say make her your third priority. When she's your third priority, you know, you put your health and wellness first and your purpose first, and then you put her, you still have other things going on in your life when she does leave, right? So you can still go on with business as usual. You know, she's just not there to slow you down at that point. So that's a good way of doing that. So, you know, the depression stage isn't going to be as bad. You know, when you're a man that has a lot of shit going on in his life, you don't really get depressed about that much. You know, if she leaves, you'll actually, in your mind, you'll be in a mind state where you realize that, like, maybe she is missing out. Like, you'll actually feel like that. That's not delusion. That's not cope. That's actually the way you feel. Like, well, she had a chance, but, you know, now she's gone. She's lost that chance. So the depression stage is very easy to beat once you're red pill aware and you really know what's going on. And you can just reach acceptance. And acceptance is the fact that you are your own mental point of origin. You are number one in your life. You know, you've got your priorities set. And if it doesn't work out with a specific woman, it's very easy for you to move on to the next. You know, and that's why it's important to be, you know, somewhat red pill aware. And listen, guys, we all go through a little bit of heartbreak, a little bit of oneitis. We take our bruises and our lumps and we move on. You know, when you're young, you're going to go through it. A lot of people still go through it in their 20s, 30s, even 40s. And it's tough to watch. It's tough to watch a 40-year-old man that's in denial or that's depressed or he's angry, you know, overly emotional. It's tough to watch, but it happens, you know, and that's why it's important to get these kind of messages out and help these people really understand and navigate themselves through these situations. Again, when you're prepared for a battle, it's a lot easier to take on than a battle that you're not prepared for, you know, if that makes any sense, guys. Anyways, that's about all I have on this subject. I hope this video was useful to some of you. I'm sure somebody will watch it and get something out of it. And if that is the case, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can also become a member of the channel if you would like to. There should be a join button somewhere. You can also follow me on Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of the above. That's all I have for today, guys. LFA signing out.